All right, we're live. Let's do this. While I'm getting set up and figuring out what we're gonna do, I'm gonna grab my iPad so I can see your comments. So give me a second while I turn that on and get set up. So again, we're gonna be using some plugins, probably some Omnisphere, um, definitely some Arturia. We'll start probably with Arturia Analog Lab. I don't know if anybody else experienced this issues with their iPad, but I literally have to turn this thing off, completely off, because even if I'm not running apps or if I just leave it open and close it down or power it, like soft shutdown or whatever they call that, it just runs the battery like crazy. I don't know if it's because of the new iOS, but yeah, it's pretty wicked. And I don't mean that in a good way. Let me make sure the volume is off and chime in. Okay, make sure it's all the way off. All right, cool. Definitely won't be using that. All right, let's take a look at some sound banks. I have so many sound banks and I hardly ever use them. Sometimes I buy them just because, oh, they're on sale. So I think I'm going to just kind of scour through them. Yesterday we took a look at Moonlight. Um, but again, I have all these. You know what? We should try to find the one that I just got not too long ago from the free one that Tom Wolf put out and see what's in there. I keep forgetting to use that one. It's under his where is it at? The synth vault. So I think the synth vault, all the stuff is in here, yeah, that came out. I don't really know or remember exactly which one came out the other day, but I hardly use the synth vault stuff that he makes. There's some really good stuff in here. So let's just see. We're gonna put them in order by types because that makes it a little bit easier. I'm listening to these textural pads. There's probably some gems in here that I just totally overlooked. Like all these textural pads sound really good. And this is free stuff, by the way. If you go to his website and sign up for um, just his little newsletter or whatever, I'm going to turn this down here so that you guys don't get blown away by that. We're going to get rid of addictive drums and we'll just start with this, what we have here. Nope, we'll be using that. Yeah, there's some good stuff in there. I'd probably pull that for the ambient for sure. Let's take a look at the new Triptopia. That's not it. Oops. Go back. I want to take a look at Triptopia 4 or 5. No, this is 4. Tripping. All right, let's see what we have in here. Oh, what's up, Crazy Wabbit? Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Yep. Everything's good. Just working on a album, the Colors album. Um, and so far, let's see, I've done black, blue, purple, orange, and green. So I need to still do red, white, and I'm thinking about doing one called gold, just because I'm just I might do silver and gold and white. So we're just looking for sounds. This is plugin I really want to get. I got offered an artist deal on, and I'm thinking about grabbing it. It's 50% off, but it's used in movies, and it's a new plugin that just came out by Crush Audio. I don't know if I mentioned it or not, but it's percussive sounds, like the real sampled percussive sounds, and you can take them and manipulate them to use them. So I know some of the guys that did the what is that movie? Interstellar and a bunch of those other movies that worked with Hans Zimmer used these. They all work together in some way, but they use these plugins. You can take a look at the YouTube video about the way they put it together and all that. So, but I'm thinking about it. You can rent to own it, but you got to pay full price. If I use my artist deal, I get half off. And then if you go in there right now, I think it's a sale, 25% off right now. Crush Audio. So anyway, there is a free plugin with them too called it's their effects plugin. So you could just get their effects plugin for free and not even buy anything, but to try it out. So I might be doing that soon too. So I'm looking for a sound that sparks me to create. And if it doesn't happen here, we move to another one. I'm not sure where I'm going. I'm not even sure I'm doing ambient. I'm just messing around till something hits. So if you think I'm making ambient, it may not be ambient. Maybe some jazz, it may be some R&B, whatever. I'm just not sure. Sometimes I come in with inspiration and sometimes I don't. If I'm working on my color album, then there's an inspiration behind the color. It's a thought. Each color has its own train of thought. For instance, blue was golden blue skies. So there's a mixture of gold in there, but the gold is just the sunlight that peeks through the clouds as the blue, but the sky is blue, right? So, and you get these like one cloud that just happens to cross in front of where the sun is, and it creates this gold. So that's the idea is I'm using colors, and colors represent something that I've seen or something that I imagine or whatever. Could be a time period. For instance, black is based on obviously the night, but a dark ending, but a new beginning. So sometimes, like when the sun is slightly going down, but it's still pitch dark, it's kind of a weird thought, but it came to me and I have a picture for it. So I'll share it maybe with you someday soon once it's done. I mean, that song is done, but once the album is done. And I may do volumes of colors. I may do colors one and then start coming up with some more abstract colors for volume two. And at the same time, I'm still working on Between Frequencies, which is the texture stuff that I'm building. So I'm not feeling anything in Triptopia. We're going to move on and see what else is there. All right, let's go. We're going to use Audio Juice, some more of his stuff. We did a little bit yesterday, messing around with it. Disillusions. I like this stuff. I got an idea. I think I want to try using that sound and let me see. Hold on. Let's come up with some chords for this, and then I want to create an arpeggiator for that. I'll show you what I mean by it. It just kind of thought of something. All right. So we'll go scalar. I could play some chords, but I want to use I want to get some help to get sparking quicker. Otherwise, I'll be sitting here all day trying to find chords. Let's see if we can do some gospel type chords. So weird to see gospel chords in the word dark gospel, but whatever. It is what it is. Oh, I like this. And that. So I'm just searching for chords that fit together. They all fit together, but that fit in my mind as I play them. This is in C minor. Okay, I think I got something. So I'm going to, instead of trying to get a BPM set, I'm going to play what I want, and then I'm just going to MIDI capture to get the, primarily to get the tempo. Okay, that's fine. All right, so MIDI capture, and it's saying 73 and a half. So we're going to go 74. Oh, let's just do 73. We'll take that as the tempo, and now I'll play to the actual tempo with the, and we'll just capture those chords. We'll try to capture them. All right, I'm going to do that over because I don't like where I was going. What's up, Clay Tone? Oh, your name. I thought your name was changed. Clayton. What's up, Clayton? Good to see you. Thank you. Yep. Definitely musical. Nice course. Appreciate you. Yeah. We got to fix something in here. I completely forgot to do this. If you're going to play these chords to make it sound even better, oops. Turn on, oh, I did turn it on. Okay, never mind. Make sure humanization is on, otherwise it'll sound. All right, let's try that. Oops, wrong chord. We'll do it over. Messed up that last part, no big deal. I'm gonna do it over. Let me find the chord. Okay, I'm gonna use this chord. All right, cool. Let's do it again. I messed that up again. I'm just trying to get it right. Let's do it again. Especially if it's something I'm gonna repeat. All right, cool. Let's just see. Make sure we're gonna go Control J. Ooh, no, we're not. Don't do that. What is it? There we go. Let's make sure it starts at the one. There we go. When I first saw taking jazz lessons from legit teacher for keys and guitar, I have to say I like stuff I come up with. Yeah, I agree with you, Clayton. Um, Honestly, it's just, I mean, most music is just use your ear. You don't even, the metronome is there for me just to have a guide. But once I usually lay down the foundation, particularly the drums, then I don't really need the metronome. I mean, I don't need it to come up with something. So, I mean, like, ideally, I came up with this, but I just wanted to know what that tempo was, right? So, yeah. So I'm with you on that. Like, and I do a lot more experimenting when I do ambient music because I feel like I have so much more freedom. Whereas when I'm doing like trying to do R&B or something like that, or it's just, yeah, it doesn't work so much. The experimenting kind of happens on maybe the solos and stuff like that, where I may tamper and go outside the traditional space of work. Let me mute that. So we're using, for anybody that may have just walked in, Analog Lab. This is Audio Juice, which goes by the name of Juke as the designer, and some ambient keys that he made. And using that, I'm gonna add in an audio effect, which is a color limiter, and main purpose to put that saturation on it. It gives it a little warmth to the already digital sound. And lately, when it comes to drums, I've kind of been messing with Drum Pocket, which is over here actually, or Pocket Drums, I should say. And I finally got this joint updated, so that's kind of nice. I'm gonna zoom in so you can see what's going on here, and I actually need to fix this because the loop is off. There we go. And what I like about this is that it just sounds really good. So they got a boom bap if you want. Yeah, yeah. The Pocket Drums is cool, man. So you can change these out, bring in your own samples if you want. Or you can use their sequencer. And build your own drums and then play them and switch between them. Or play your own, or if you like a certain part in here, you could just take that part and then add it to your. For instance, I kind of like these hi-hats. So maybe I want to just take the MIDI for those hi-hats, which is fine. You could do MIDI split. And if you do MIDI split, you can put them across there, and now you have all the parts. So let's say I just want to keep the hi-hats and I want to get rid of, maybe I don't want those snares or that cymbal, but I just want those hats. You could make multiple instances of the pocket drum if you wanted to. So now you have these hats, and then you could just duplicate them across. Right? Pretty simple. I didn't mean to do that. Continue. Nope. Why is this popping up? All right. And I'm not going to join them because that way if I want to switch something, I could. But what's cool too is with Pocket Drummer, something I like is this wonk and drift to kind of get some variation in it so it doesn't sound so. So let's do this. We'll turn it to about 50%. You can adjust the swing too. And then if I'm not mistaken, when you grab the MIDI out, the MIDI should adjust to accordingly. So we'll do MIDI split, and let's just put them below the device. Cool. And then I can just grab this and throw it back up here. And then just get rid of these. So now I have, right? So then I could just duplicate it, cross, and then I could go back in and play my own. Maybe I want the metronome on. All right, let's do this. Let's just put some snares in. Pretty obvious where the snares go if you ever do any music on 4/4. It goes on the 2 and the 4. This is pretty easy. And you can just duplicate it across, right? Want to save some time. If you don't want to play them, work on like a bar and then just build from a bar. So it's pretty easy. So here, I'm going to turn this on so we can hear them. And then to give this some variation, randomize the velocity. You can adjust how much of that random, like I probably would just only do maybe like that much, and then I'll bring them down. So now you have, that's two, I'm tripping. That's 1 bar. What am I doing? Sorry about that, guys. 1 second. 1 bar is 1 bar. So get rid of this. I'm going to put some ghost snares in there too. You'll see that in a second. Get rid of that. So you might do 1 bar without the ghost snares. Okay. And then the second bar, maybe you have some ghost snares in there. So this bar here, we go into it. And you might want to add, let's see. It's easier when I play this because I can hear it. But let's do this here and then drop the volume really low. Same thing, drop this one lower, bring that one up. So then this bar sounds like. Or you could put one there. So you could go put that one closer. Something like that, just different, or move it wherever you want it. You could play it too. It's even easier, right? If you play it. I'm going to join these two. So now you have 2 together. Makes it pretty easy. You got 2 bars. We're going to get rid of this stupid time signature thing up here. If you don't like it, no big deal. Get rid of this one. Maybe put, let's put one I don't know. We'll try it here, see if it'll work. Lower it a little bit. You could do some other stuff, and we'll put some kicks in too. Let's do that now. So kick here. It's pretty obvious we're going to put kicks on the ones, and then we can figure out the ghost kicks. Then if you hit MIDI capture, bam, it throws your ghost kicks in where you just played them. That's the easiest way to do it, right? Just use MIDI capture. It's actually you playing it, and so this kick here, let's move it here. We're going to adjust this kick to here and this one here. And then what's cool too is you can humanize this. So you could just go here, select the percentage you want, and then humanize it, and it'll shift the note off. I don't want the ones to be off, but I don't mind the others. So I'm going to shift them a little bit. Same thing here. I'm going to highlight what I want to shift and just humanize those. Everything else should be pretty humanized. And then I'm going to put another kick here, and I'm going to split the kick. Oops. Well, I was going to split the kick. I don't know why it does that. And then it does this and drives me crazy too. Just split the kick into two. And then this one, lower it. That didn't work. Okay, no big deal. We'll just leave the kick there and see what it does. All right, so let's get rid of this. Now we'll just do a couple of duplicates of this. And then you can just start building. If you change maybe this section now a little bit too. So Eureka, it's a jam, exactly. Nice, glad you like it. Absolutely, ghost notes are needed. Ghost notes takes your song from just sounding like some basic song that anybody could make to giving it some flavor, because a drummer's gonna naturally do other things. He's not gonna sit there and play some. But then again, every now and then a tight pocket where it's just the same. Yeah, it makes a huge difference. And you can do this in Koala too. It's easy in Koala. The only difference with Koala is you don't have the tools to move faster. You have to do it by hand, and then you're manually adjusting velocities. And so it's a little more challenging in that way. Another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to humanize just 10%. So if the snare comes a little before, that's fine. So just a little bit. Very subtle. This one I humanize, so we'll just duplicate it again. It's not a big deal. Once you learn commands on desktop, people think desktop is slow. Maybe they don't have as much fun because they want to, but I'm using a keyboard to play these notes. It's not like I'm using a QWERTY keyboard to play them in. I'm using the Osmose. And if you go in here and look, you'll see with the MPE where it draws in the MPE shapes of how I played it. So if I click here, there's no MPE, right? Because I just used a copy from another track already made, right? The snares, I drew them in, so there's no MPE, but look at the drums. So you can see where the MPE, where the velocities and the movement came in. Just so you can see that on there. That's just for you. The listener doesn't give a rat's about the fact that you played it on an MPE keyboard or a pad. They don't care. If it sounds good, they roll with it, right? Yeah, co-sign them ghost notes for sure. Yeah, koala's pretty simple to do too with that. And maybe in due time we'll get some more features that make it even better. So um I highly suggest get away from playing 2 bars and 4 bars with regards to chords. If you're going to use chords in your music, try to get yourself into, and what I mean is, it's not that you can't use 1 or 2 chords or 4 chords, but learn to play at least 8 to 16 bars worth of the music. This way you get some variety. So here, I'll show you what I mean. If you look down here at these notes, let me see if I can zoom in some kind of way. Look down here where I'm moving the mouse right here. You see how those all are different? They're not the same. The velocities as far as the spread here is different on each note. The lengths are a little different. It's important to music because if you're going to use MIDI, especially, that you have some variation so that the song sounds like it's not just cookie cutter, drop some chords in. It can kind of sound real bland. So just take that to heart and apply it to your music. Another thing I'm doing that I mean, it's on here. I've talked about it before, but I think it gets kind of overlooked. Hold on 1 second while this eCam thing is in my way. Put it over there. Okay. So this return, I'm using a little Valhalla drum kit enhancer. This is a roar distortion, and this is a transient shaper. So it just adds a little bit to it, but I'm not actually putting that on the drums yet. So nothing is on these drums. So instead of using that, I'm going to go to the audio and and shout out to Hero. What's up, Marcus? Shout out to Hero who showed me this, but I'm just going to put a little saturation on these drums. Now, if you go into pocket drums, here we'll go back to the main. This is the main global. You'll see there's a little saturation already on it and some reverb. I'm going to turn the reverb off, though the reverb is decent. I'm not going to deny it's pretty good. I'm going to take the reverb from Valhalla, drop it on, and get rid of this drum bus. I don't need the drum bus because I'm doing all my drums on one track, so I don't really need the bus. It's fine. All right. So if you look here, this is Valhalla, so you can see a little closer. This is a preset that I'm using. It's right here. It's called Drum Air. That preset set at 10% gives the drums a little extra life, which is the same thing that they're trying to do inside of Pocket Drum when they put a little reverb. See, I have it off right now, but the reverb bus. So now listen to it. It's just a little bit of color. Now we use Trillion to get a little bass. This is a bass fattener. Take it off. It still sounds good, but pushes a little more with the punch parallel on the end. If you take it both off, it just sounds like this. Still sounds good. This gives a little bit of distortion, a little fattener push, right? So you don't have to use those, but those things can help color the sound a little bit. You could use the same color limiter here, take this out, put the saturation on it. Works too, either way. Same principle, put a little saturation on it. You get a little less push, but you can increase the loudness here if you want to get more push in the. I really don't mind. I like my bass to sit in the track a little more. I'm using a muted jazz bass. right? Petrucci jazz bass for R&B. Play bass octaves. You can do octaves. You can do play the chord with the bass, however you want to do. This song moves a little bit differently, so I would play it exactly the way I want to feel it. So we are in the key of, let's fix this key. What did I say? C minor. So C minor. I'm going to change all this to C minor. All right, cool. So when you look up here, you can see the purple represents what's in key. So we're starting out with an F, then we go to G, then we go to E flat. So F, G, E flat. All right, so that you can see what I'm playing, let's put a keyboard on here. So we're gonna go, I use this one. I think I must pay like $5 or $10 for this keyboard monitor. Brain, what's his name? Brain, Lord, I can't remember his name. Side Brain or whatever. So that way you can see the key or what's going on. You can also see if I scroll this way, and you see what I'm playing. See? So then I know if I'm playing in key. Sign. You need more VSTs and plugins in your stable for real. Yeah, that's the reason why you don't see me use iOS as much, because they don't have a lot to offer. Whereas with desktops, it's pretty much unlimited what you can get. And I'm a picky person with sound. I'd rather pay a little bit and get the better sounding instrument. If I'm going to use plugins, I want the better sounding instruments. If I'm going to use a real instrument, I want the best I can afford for a real instrument. But what I like about plugins is, like with Trillion, I have every type of bass from synth bass to, I mean, any bass you can think of, upright bass, and they sound really good. I know they're high quality. So you buy one bass tool and you just use it, you don't have to buy a bunch. Like with Ample Sound, I buy the guitars I need. I don't have to go buy 5, 6, 7 guitars, which I can't afford anyway. I buy maybe when they're like $100 or something, I might buy one, right? And then I use that. I have like 5 guitars from them that I use in my music, and it's the same 5. And then if I want to make them sound different, I just put some effects on them. So anyway, this scale is pretty easy. C, D, D sharp, F, G, G sharp, A sharp, right? That's the key. And then we just play to the beat. So we learn that the first notes of those chords are right, and then the second, and then we're playing a E flat twice until this is a C sharp. So we're playing E flat. And one thing you can do is with this, when you're playing something the same, is you can use the first and the fifth. So it's like E flat, and then the next note would be the or the B, the fifth is what I'm trying to say. I can't talk today. Thought I locked this to the scale. Wait, here we go. So we're playing E. There's the fifth. See how it says E5, E flat 5? That's the fifth. Okay. So doom, doom. Doom. However you want to do, you can play an octave or the fifth. Just fill it out. It's better to fill it than to try to be so stuck on the scale, but just stay in the scale. So let's see. because we're playing, this one has a repetitive pattern in some ways. So it's here, here, right? Then when we get to this last part, this is a D1, or you could just say D. Okay. Then it goes back into that pattern, but then the next time it plays, it stays with the E flat. So it's E flat. I'm doing this music, it's weird to talk about it, but it is what it is. If you don't want to play, the trick around not playing it would be take these notes, right? These are your bass notes, and just copy them. So this is the easy way if you don't feel like learning theory. Just take this, Command C. You're going to draw in a MIDI, and then you're going to paste them. Okay, so then go Command V, and there they are. They're pasted. Now, you may want to move them a little bit. You can use the humanize feature to do so if you want to move them. But let's listen to it. Now it's just following the chords. And so I may want to do a turnaround. So let's do a turnaround with it. So there's probably want to put a turnaround up here. This is 8 chords, or 8 bars, I should say. So we could do a turnaround there, or even one here at the 4th bar, which is kind of cool. But we need to know what we're going to play. So we're going to play it, listen, and play while we doing it, and find those ghost notes that we want to use. So I'm going to use something simple here. I'm going to draw them in. It's easier for you to see them too. Bring the note down because we don't want it to be ringing out hitting. So we're going to shorten that note. And then on this note, we're going to split it. And then we're going to take this note up to the octave. So E flat, that's the octave, right? 1 to 2. There you go. And then what we'll do is I'm going to drop this one a little bit. And then let's see what it sounds like. Not bad. So you could have 2 different things going here. Watch. I'm going to do duplicate of this. So this is 16 bars. On the first time it plays through, it's going to just play it as is with those notes. The second time it plays through, we're going to change the ending over here on the last one. Bass makes me. Yeah, man, I love some bass. I love playing bass more than drawing it in, but this is kind of fun just to give a little, just to so you can see it, and because I'm not going to have a camera on me actually playing it right now, but unfortunately. But let's work on this. So what could we do to make this bass have a turnaround, right? So that it doesn't get stale. So okay, so we know this is G, right? And we understand, let's get out of this. We're going to focus on the notes. So we're playing a G. Something like that. So when it plays the G, we want the run to start about right here. So it's going to go. Or it could go, because we're going back to the F. So we're going back to the F. Remember, it's starting back at the F. So we're going to split this note in the center. And then we're going to split this note again. And we're going to have it run down. So we're going to split this note right here. And now we can make our bass notes where they should be. So we'll go up to that note right there. This note will go right there. And then it's going back to the G. You can see it go back to the G. And then when it starts back over on the 1, it's going to be on the F. So we're not going to play the F, but what we think we're not. Now we're going to adjust the volumes. So I'm going to do something like that and see what it sounds like. Not bad. Could be better, maybe. Split this one. I'm going to drop that note lower and then bring this one back up. Not bad. Bring this one up a little bit. Now we can use melody, because this is more like chords and then the bass. So the bass has a moment, but the melody could have a moment too on this particular area to make this different, so that it's not, I mean, it's repetitive, but you know what I mean, to make this sound a little different. So depending on what melody you're going to use. Hold on 1 second. I got to answer a phone call. Well, not the call, but a message. Give me 1 second. All right. The work that actually pays the bills. I had to answer a thing. Hey, appreciate you, Ed. Yeah, so we just, let me talk about this. My other thing is, I like to make an intro. Let's do a little intro real quick. So one way you can do an intro, some people like to do a bunch of extra stuff. You could do just some drums, which is cool. So let me do that. But we're going to play some chords too. And it's going to be a different pattern than this. So I'll show you that too. That's my favorite thing to do. Or a bass slide in, whichever you want to do. So we're going to take a look at these patterns in here. And get on the actual drums. So we'll take that MIDI, just throw it in here. And that's going to be the drum that goes in so that you can hear it. We'll get rid of that. This is what that sounds like. So there you go. Yes, I'm on a MacBook. Okay, so there's the drum fill. We can make some more drum fills in here to maybe, all that's like the little details that give the track something different. We'll continue to work on those, but let's throw in some chords at the beginning. So let's see what we can come up with. We're using scalar to come up with something. I like those two together. So let me find one more. There it is. I got it. All right, let me play that. Now, I'm not going to play that with the metronome. I'm just, well, yeah, I am. I guess I am. It is what it is. That's it. All right. Just that simple. On this one, I'm going to extend it out to right there. I'm not going to fix this. Well, I'm going to fix this, but not turn this snap off. It's driving me crazy. Take the snap off. Notice I'm not worried about anything being perfect here. We just want it to sound good. That's it. That's all that matters. Boom. So there's the intro. I'm going to start the intro here. I like to leave a little space here. And that's cool to give. So it starts like this. You won't hear this clicking, but something like that. Maybe we'll fix it if it could sound a little different, but whatever. And I may even throw something extra. Maybe I'll go ahead and make this one start at the beginning. That's fine. I'm cool with that. All right, cool. Let me listen to it again. Okay, I already hear something I want to fix. You see how well, first of all, I'm going to pull this up. Then I'm also going to change the randomness of this, or the velocities rather. I'm randomizing the velocities a little more than what they are. There we go. Well, you know why people don't do intros? Because back in the day, they used to do intros and it'd be like 40 something seconds, and you lose the listener if they're not really in tune with music. People's attention span is totally different today than it used to be. So back in the day, you'd have somebody do a minute intro where they're talking, but intros don't have to be long. This is not long. This is just something to get you into it, into the music without it going directly in. But a simple drum fill could be an intro. You could do a bass slide, zoom, like that with your bass, where you slide up the bass. You could have, if you're depending on the type of music you're doing, you could have somebody play some sticks, like the drummer's counting in, like 1, 2, 3, and then go right into it. I mean, there's so many ways. It depends on how you define an intro. In my opinion, an intro is just simply something to do that, whet the listener's appetite to what's actually going to happen. This is more like the chorus, I'd say. And then I probably personally would make this make the verses a little bit different so that the chords don't play it. So I mean, yeah, you got to keep intros. Yeah, you got to keep your, I mean, intros have to be there. That's crazy to say that you don't need an intro, because in that, at that point you're just making a beat. So are we making a song, or are we just making a beat? Because there's a million people make beats every day. But if you're trying to write a song, you need some parts to it that vary, something that's different. Otherwise, it just sounds like just a regular beat that anybody can put together. AI is even putting beats together. Come on now, we don't want that to be what takes over. Let's be real. Let's get to playing some music. Even if you don't play, you still can create. There's a ton of people that make music that sounds really good. They're not musicians in the sense of playing the instrument, but they understand that there's a structure to certain songs. Not all songs, but some songs. I don't do as much structure as many people think because I'm mostly doing instrumentals and I do a lot more ambient cinematic stuff than I do this. But this is what it is, you know. I mean, you got to have some type of intro. So it's really short. I mean, what is this intro? Let's see. 6 seconds. If you don't make it 6 seconds, then you ain't gonna make it through the song anyway. So yeah, here we go. Let's get back to the music. You know what we could do? We could take the same pattern here. So let's grab it, option it over, and put something at the end on the 16. So we could use this same part here, condense it down, drag it over, and now let's see if how it. Yeah, that's nice to give it a little feel. Let me look at it one more time. Let's see what that does. So reuse things, move things around, however you need to do. You can add to your feel, make it a little bit different. That's nice with the bass to turn around like that. So let's see. What's up, hero? Not bad. All right. Now perhaps we need some type of lead, so we could use Arturia for a lead. You know what? Let's use Arturia's brass. I haven't really messed with that much. Where is it? Right here. Let's just see what's in here that we can use. Okay, I think I got something. So we could have, this could be this little part. I was watching this video. I don't know if you guys know who Kehlani is, but I was watching the making of her song Folded. If you haven't heard, it's really popular. It's supposed to be like a Grammy thing. And the producer was saying he loved like orchestral stuff. So he's using like horns. You can watch this on YouTube. But anyway, he had this little string riff. And he was like, "Oh, I've been looking for the moment where I can put strings in something." That string riff is her Kehlani's lead in to where she starts singing. So you can use techniques like that, little like if you can find something that works, you don't need a lot. You just need a little, right, to make it work. this is working or not, but I'm trying. Something simple like that sounds pretty good. Hold on, let's try it again. I don't like that. It's okay. Just keep going till you find it. It might be too long, but whatever. Let's just see if we can manipulate it to. Now you could turn this into. Oh, I don't think it needs to be that loud either, but let's see here. Maybe just put it there. Let's see what it does. Maybe it should even be shorter. I feel like it needs to. Go a little longer. Let's see. Little, like, all right, I just think I did what I wanted right there. Just capture little moments. In fact, that's what MIDI capture is so cool for, because I can just play, and then when I hear something, I'm like, oh, I like that. Cool. I don't have to figure out what I played. It's already there. So there it is. And then let's see. I like this little note on the end, so we're going to leave it. And then that's where I want it. And then I'm going to go, let me see. Maybe we should option this. Let's duplicate this. Get rid of this one. And then let's see what it sounds like if it plays over here. What shall we do? Let's see. If I do this, does it stay? Yeah, it stays. Okay, cool. So we don't need this tail anymore. So I'm thinking about maybe just doing it once instead of doing it twice. So this only happens on this time, just to give it some variation so it's not the same. So we could mix this together, sort of, kind of. So maybe, let's see. Hold on, I need to make a second copy. Shorten it here, and then just add it to this. Let's see what that. Not bad. Trying to find those little bitty spots that just need an accent here or there and not overdo it to where it doesn't get, man, this squeaky floor here with this mat is crazy. All right. Let's blend these two together. Command J, and then I want to lengthen this note a little bit. Let's try that, and then there we go. So you guys know I know most of you probably know. What's up, Slick Beats? Good to see you. You guys know like what call and response is in music. Obviously, most people have heard that since grade school. And if you've ever had music in school at all, they talked about call and response. So you can do a little bit of that with music. Sometimes it's fun too. Let's try to see if we can do it. So we're gonna start it back at the beginning. I'll try to talk to about it so you know what I'm doing. Like that. So it's like I'm responding with the instrument, the horns to the pianos or whatever you want to call it. So like a little call and response. That's what I meant by it. But let's see. All right. So there we go. Another part. And then I don't want this. Let's see what we can make here. And then we can change this up. It could be different the whole way through, but probably not. So let's just see what comes next and then we'll roll with that. Start it right there. Let's go back, try it again. Nope. Let's try it. Okay, I like that to a degree. Not that, but this part. Let's see. Okay, join that. And that little note that I wanted is right there. So I use MIDI capture through the whole thing to just capture the moment. So I'm actually playing it. But even though I'm playing it in small sections, you still can vibe with it. So we are going to Command J these. Now, the reason why I'm going to leave them separate and not put them together is because this side over here is a little different. I didn't play that trumpet horn or the long note at the beginning. Call and response. So we're giving this something different. Little low note. So this one I decided I'm gonna have some repetitive portion going on here. I don't know. I'm just making it up. It could be different. I could go back and fix it, but if I leave them separate, I have that ability. That's the beauty of having MIDI too. If you don't like a part, after you go back and listen to it, you can go back and fix it or change it or replay it. So that's kind of the idea. Cool. So now we have kind of, I don't want to call it a melody, but it's sort of like the melody slash accompaniment to the chords or whatever. And you could do a lead or you could now start building a different thing. So maybe you want your chords for your verse parts to be a little different. So maybe you would start just come up with a basic chord progression that you're okay with. Here's the trick to it. Don't make the chord progression make the chord progression sound good but be simple enough where it's catchy. Does that make sense? Like you're not trying to overdo do this. It has to be um sorry, I got work going on and trying to do this at the same time, so I may have to get off. I hate to do that, but you guys get the drift of where this is going. I'll finish this later and maybe it'll make the album for the Colors album. We'll see. But this is the idea of how I like to make music. And this is why I like making it in the DAW because I have so much freedom. It's a lot of freedom here. And I can just go as I want to. When I make ambient music, it's way less structured than this. I go off of the feel more than just this type of deal. But either way, music is music. If you like it, you like it. I don't really have a preference either way. It's just whatever I feel at that moment. So thank you guys for all stopping in. Clayton, appreciate you. Hero, Slick Beats. I think that's one. I may be saying that wrong. I apologize in advance. Ed, Crazy Rabbit, Marcus, thank you stopping in. If you guys can hit the like on the way out if you haven't already done so, I appreciate it. I need to get to work to my regular job, the one that pays the bills. So I'll talk to you guys later and just get out there and make some music and have fun in the process. All right. Take care.